I think RC Cola. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? RC Cola? Okay, so RC. So here we go. You need a center and a radius. I'd like you to put your pencil right where it says the word right. And now I want you to finger track and read that. I want you to underline the given information. Alrighty, Lydia, what's one piece of important information there? The fact the center, HK, is at 0,3. That's the first and most important piece of information. Ethan, what's the next piece of information we're given? Circumference equals 20 pi. Let's put this in the margin. Circumference equals 20 pi. I always like to pull stuff out. Now, we only need two things. We need a center and a radius. Do you have the radius? No. Not directly. Let's see what we can do here. We know C equals 20 pi, and circumference also equals what equation? D pi. Good. That means we can take this D pi and plunk it in right there and substitute it. So we're going to go D pi equals, that's an equal sign, 20 pi. So we say goodbye to the pi, and now we know D equals what? 20. Out loud, what's the radius? 10. Now we have what we need. Step 1, I'd like you to write the equation out. X minus h squared, y minus k squared equals radius squared. Always write your equation out every single time. 2 of you did not write that equation down. Nick, you're one of them. Write it down, please. Now we're going to do physical pickup. We're going to do what's called plug and clean. We just plug it in. So we're going to go X minus circle H. Come up here. Pick up the H. 0 squared plus Y minus circle the K. Pick up the K. Miss Way, it's tedious. I don't want to do physical pickup. Guess what? You'll make less mistakes if you do this, please. Physically pick stuff up. That means circle stuff as you plunk it in. It keeps you from making mistakes. Now we're almost done. Yes, ma'am? My question was that if you had a negative it flips the sign. Yes. Okay, now we just clean it up a little bit. X minus nothing is what? X. So x squared plus y minus 3 squared. 10 times 10? 100. You're done. That's an equation. That's all you need to do. All right. Now, the second one we need to be able to do is what's called pull apart and graph. Pull it apart and graph. So now you're given an equation. First thing I want you to do here is write the equation right underneath. So it's x minus h squared, y minus k squared equals radius squared. I would like you, without asking a neighbor, to pull out the h, the k, and the radius. I'm going to see if you can't pull that apart. Pull out the h, the k, and the radius. Pull out, Michael, pull out the h, the k, and the radius. Do you need to stand at the podium, buddy? No? You're welcome to if you need to. Okay, so under these circumstances, Mr. Reynolds, what's our h, sir?
3.
3. Note it, because it's so h is exactly 3. H is exactly 3 here. Blair, what's our k?
2.
Nice call. Watch very carefully, Jordan. This is what you were asking about. Notice it has to be a negative because that's my double negative makes a positive. So that had to be a negative 2. Miss Panos, what would radius be?
9.
Okay, our r squared is 9. What would r be?
3.
Yes, ma'am. 3. Now you just plot. Now we're going to plot the center. So over 3, down 2. from that point, start at the center. We're going to go north 3, 1, 2, 3. Back to the center. Down 3, 1, 2, 3. Back to the center. East 3, 1, 2, 3. Back to the center. Left 3. Boop.
Oh, next circle.
Tis does. Tis does. All right. Just for kicks, I want to do one more problem with you guys because this tends to be kind of a tricky one. Flip the page. We're going to do one of your actual problems together. Go to problem number 6 on the first page at the bottom right. Bottom right. Number 6. It says center and circumference. This looks like it's hard. It really isn't, but so you guys have to teach the guys who are going to come in because guaranteed they're going to have questions about this. You ready? Okay. Step 1, I'd like you to write out the equation of the circle. Try to do that from memory. Go. From memory. Yes, sir. Of course. Okay. Yeah. So when I'm going to put this over here for you. Okay, again, what are the two things we need? We need a what and a what? Out loud, guys. Center and a radius. We have what? Center. What are we missing? Radius. Okay, so let's see what we actually have here. We have circumference again, so let's write this down. Put this anywhere. Maybe go like way down here at the bottom or something. Right, C equals d pi. And you have C equals 2 pi root 42. Did I lose you? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, so we're going to take this and plunk it in right there. So we have d pi equals 2 pi root 42. You don't need a calculator here. So Ms. Hoover, what can we cancel on both sides? Pi. Goodbye, pi. So our diameter actually is 2 root 42. Now, let me help you visualize what that is. That means if I go all the way across the circle, that's 2 root 42. That's your diameter. Could you trace the radius? Someone raise your hand for this one. How can we get the radius from that? Divide by what? 2. So let's go like this. We're going to take 2 root 42 and divide by 2. You tell a neighbor what you would get if you did that. Go. Tell a neighbor what you would get. 2 root 42 divided by 2 would be what? Tell him. Okay, so we just now got our radius, which is root 42. So you don't have to leave it there. Now, we're going to plug and clean. Plug and clean. So we're going to go x minus physical pickup, negative 12. Yeah, I like to do very raw first. Y minus, pick up the negative 12 again, squared, and then I have root 42, parentheses, squared. You clean that up any way you can. I'll show you the correct answer in about 20 seconds. Alrighty guys, look up here, see if you got it. Green is the correct answer. You guys understood root 42 squared just unlocks the root and it's 42. Oh. If you don't understand that, I'll come around and explain it to you individually, okay?
I thought it was distribute the square.
No, you're making it really hard on yourself. You just leave it right there. Okay? Alright guys, backtrack to the first problem, which is much easier than that. Go to Tim. You guys can actually have a shot at finishing here because you have 35 minutes. Yes, ma'am.
Why is it 1 plus 12?
Oh, it is squared. I was bad. I dropped the square. I dropped the square. There you go. Good job. Good job there, guys. Alrighty.